One. Thank you for joining me today. I have with me Erik Fahlgren and Kody Merritt. How's it going, guys?
Doing good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah. Thank you both for joining again, especially Erik, because it's 2 a.m. in Sweden, right? So you stayed up just for this, and I do appreciate that.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's some
of
dedication
course.
right there.
Yeah, he's dedicated to the podcast. Hopefully, he's dedicated to the match as well, because he has quite a big opponent in front of him.
Is that a
Yeah.
fat joke?
Maybe a little bit. I was thinking strength-wise, but however you want to take it. Awesome. But before we get into the Challenger Series and your guys' match in preparation, I just wanted to touch on King of the Table a little bit since it just happened this past weekend. Kody, I'll start with you. Were there any matches that surprised you, or did you kind of expect the outcome?
There were a couple that I was very surprised. Well, not really surprised about, but more kind of shocked. Like I thought Paul would win, but I did not think it would be so dominating.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, that was really surprising.
yeah, I figured that Paul probably had a little bit more endurance than Lachlan, but like he just owned him like from the first ready go. So that really surprised me. And I actually didn't think Camille would lose to Vitali.
Yeah. Wow.
And I really actually thought Camille should have won that match. There are a couple spots in there where he should have won that match, I think.
Yeah. I agree. With a couple different calls, that match could have been completely different.
Yeah. Yep.
Camille showed that he's right there with anyone in the world, though, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What did you think of Morozov and
Ivan
Marchenko?
Lutsenko.
Yeah. So I was super interested in that match, obviously, because I pulled Artem, and I knew that Ivan was incredible about setting the hook. I thought that maybe Artem would be able to at least flatten his wrist a little bit, but the one match where he almost got his top roll and pronation going, Ivan still pulled him into a hook. But Artem's endurance is sickening. Like,
Yeah.
he just doesn't gas out.
Yeah, it's incredible. We saw that when he pulled with Dadakyan as well. They had that 7-round match.
My wife's crawling behind me, so she's not on the camera.
I was pretty impressed with Artem as well. I mean, I had him picked to win, but the match was still very impressive.
It was a great match all around. Like, it was a really good match.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe the best match on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to pull a couple of the guys. Erik, now you've pulled a couple of people on the card as well. Were you surprised with Camille and Vitali at all?
I don't know how strong Vitali is, but I know that Camille is really strong in the press. So I don't know. It's hard to predict when you don't know how strong the other people are. But I know Camille is really strong in the press when he get there.
Yeah. Because you pulled him in what, 2021 or?
I think so.
Okay.
IFA Worlds in France.
Yeah, I think that was 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I've trained a lot more than I did back then, so I feel confident going into this.
Yeah. So your shape now, would you say that it's the best shape ever? I know back in like 2015, 2016 is when you were a lot more active. But are you back to that point now?
Yeah, I think I'm stronger and much more experienced on the table.
Okay, so we're going to get to see the best version of you yet when you're facing Kody.
That's not good news.
You don't like that, Kody?
No. He should have been like resting for the last couple of months.
Yeah, just sitting around and waiting, right?
Eating potato chips and watching TV.
Yeah, right. Kody, how's your preparation been going into this? Obviously, I know you've had some surgeries and some health things.
Yeah. So tomorrow will be 6 weeks from my back surgery. So it's good. Like, I don't feel like I've lost a lot, if any. But what I haven't been able to do is train super hard. I've spent the last couple of weeks training as much as I could to catch up. But I'm like, my arm feels good. I've had a little bit of a twitch in the shoulder, but it doesn't hurt at all. So I feel good in that regard. And the backs, it's getting better every day. So, yeah.
Good. Now, what has training really looked like for the last 6 weeks? I assume you had to take some time to rest, but were you able to do anything?
I was able to do table stuff after like 2 weeks. I started back on the table lightly with some of my amateur guys on my team, and then I just worked up. Last week I had a really hard practice. Had them kind of just king of the hill round robin me until I got tired, using arm wrestling and then someone pulling on a band at the same time, and that got me a really good workout last week. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow, and then I'll be done with everything until the match.
Gotcha. So tomorrow being Thursday, so you're going to take what, 9 days off, something like that?
Yeah, 9 days to recover and maybe do some just light walking, cardio stuff like that, but nothing with the upper body.
Is that pretty standard for you?
Yeah, I usually try to be from 8 to 10, 14 days rest, depending on the situation. This time I felt like I needed to get at least one last training in because I didn't get as much to start. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, Erik, what has your training leading into this look like for the last couple months?
I've been training as much as possible. I've been listening to the body and trained as much as I could. Sometimes I rest often, and sometimes I train like every day at the week. And now I think tomorrow will be the last training day, and then I rest to the competition day. Yeah.
How much table time versus gym time are you doing?
It's maybe 95% gym and 5% wrestling.
Okay. Do you have a team in your city in Sweden?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Are they strong enough to push
Yeah,
you?
there's one guy that's strong enough in the right, but not in the left. But then he can use equipment to make it harder for me.
Gotcha. So you're in a similar situation to Kody, where you have to have multiple guys train or use two arms or use bands or something like that. Then.
Yeah. And I think I can't train that much at the table. Then I get sore, so I can't train that much in the gym that way. So I feel way better when I train more in the gym and less at the table.
Yeah. I think that everyone is a little bit different. Some people, all gym is better for them, and some people, all table time is better. Some people need a mix. So it's always interesting to see guys at the high level, the difference between everyone. That being said, have you changed your training at all from before your match with Kody until once you knew that you had it? Are you preparing specifically for him or just continuing to get stronger?
No, just continue to get stronger.
Okay. And the same question for you, Kody. Have you changed your training at all for Erik specifically?
Well, in watching videos, what videos I could find of Erik and seeing the kind of technique that he uses, I tried to work on the stuff that's going to maybe be a better counter for his long lever. So yeah, a little bit, but I still do basically the same stuff. Just try to work. Like I'll take my elbow pad off the table and have the guys I arm wrestle keep theirs on so that they've got a little bit more height to help me work on with a little bit shorter arm, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I know Brad Grundy's doing a similar thing for facing Matt Mask.
Yeah.
Because Erik, you're what, like 6'7"?
I don't know. I'm almost 2 meter, 2 centimeter from 2 meter. Yeah, I don't know what's that.
That's
really tall, is what it is.
Yeah, it's really tall. And Kody, how tall are you? 6'2"?
2.5. Yeah, 6'3" some days, I guess.
Okay, gotcha. So Erik you're about 6'5", 6'6". So he has a few inches on you. But
yeah.
Kody, have you pulled someone with a really long lever on the left arm?
Yeah, I have. I've pulled a few, but I wouldn't say like Camille has a long arm, but he doesn't use it the same way Erik does, so it doesn't really relate. But I have pulled people with a little bit longer arms, and if I can engage my lat and drag a little bit, I can usually counter that long arm pretty well. But I mean, I don't know how strong Erik is. He's impressive in the videos.
Yeah.
So you just never know where you're going to be until you hold hands with the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, especially when you guys I mean, you're from different parts of the planet, so you don't really have any common opponents other than Camille. Unfortunately, that's a tough common opponent to have because his style makes him so much different than pulling anyone else, right? Because you can either do good against the flop press or you can't, in my opinion.
And his flop press is different than any other flop press I've ever felt. Like it's way different.
Yeah. I would agree. It's even different to someone like Jerry Caderet, who's known for a flop press. Camille's pressure is totally different. Yeah. Anyways, we will touch a little bit more on your guys' match, but I wanted to get your opinions on all the other matches. So I have them pulled up here. I don't expect you guys to know all of them. So you might not know any of them, but if you do know them, just give me your opinion on how you think the match will go.
I listened to I watched your podcast earlier with the Auden on there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking while you're going through the names, I'm like, I don't know half these people. I honestly don't know who they are. So I don't know how much of a input I can give you, but I'll give you what I got.
Sure. Okay. And if you guys don't have much of an input, I'll just give a quick overview and we'll move to the next match. The thing is a lot of these matches are guys with a lot of talent that are very unknown. And the whole point of this platform is to give light to those guys. And to get people watching, we need superstars like you and Erik and Matt Mask and all those.
I was just going to thank you for like including me as one of the ones that aren't very well known to get my name out there a little bit. I appreciate that.
Yeah, right, Kody. You've been to East versus what 3 times? 2 times?
Just twice.
Yeah. So you've already got to be on the biggest stage in the world. And so anyways, the first match is Ahmed versus Dane Sellers. Ahmed is the French champion. Dane Sellers from Florida. Do either of you know either of these two?
No, I don't.
No,
okay.
never seen them.
I didn't think so. Ahmed usually competes at the 110 kilo class in WAF. He usually places pretty well, just shy of the top 3. He just won French Nationals a couple months ago. Very, very good. Dane Sellers, he's newer into the sport, maybe about 2 years into the sport at this point, 2.5. But just last November, he got a win over Leonidas Arcona. So that would be his big win. And we've seen how strong Leonidas is.
So how big's Dane?
So Dane usually in Florida pulls 242, but both of them are going up in weight for this. So this is unlimited weight. They should both be around 260.
Okay.
Yeah. Ahmed is much taller. He's 6'6". He's a low hand top roller. Dane is probably about 6 foot tall. And typically he catches when he pulls, but I'm not sure if that's a great idea against a low hand top roller.
Yeah.
But so we'll see. It's going to be a battle of technique versus power, I believe.
Well, and experience, it sounds like, as well.
Yeah, experience as well. Exactly. Yeah. Next match, Carl Stanley versus Shane Owens. Erik, you probably don't know them.
No.
Kody, do you know? You know?
I know Carl and Shane. That name sounds familiar, but I don't have a face to put with it.
So Shane Owens, he trains in South Carolina with Adam Warzinski, Chad Silvers, Hunter Knopfs. His biggest match would have been he pulled at the Shaw Classic. If you watched those 2 matches, there was 2 super matches at the Shaw Classic.
Did you pull Shane?
Have I?
Yeah.
I've pulled Shane in practice, but never in a tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Carl, Erik, just to give you an idea about Carl was the number 1 guy in Florida for a long time, up until basically me and Brad came around. He's still very competitive with us as well, but he's typically known for his flop press. He can top roll and he can hook as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Shane is more of a hook specialist. His hook is very strong, but for super heavyweight, his hand is a little bit smaller, so sometimes he struggles to set the hook. Kody, you said you didn't know Shane, right?
I'm sure I've seen him, but I'm not putting a face to the name. No.
Gotcha. Okay, so
but I would assume Carl would probably be the favorite in my mind.
Yeah, Carl is the favorite going into this. Carl is heavier. Shane originally was 350. Now he's 250 going into this match, where Carl walks around 280, 290 range. So Carl's bigger. He's more versatile. But I do believe if Shane gets into his lane, that he might be too much in that lane for Carl. So it's just about if Carl can get around it or not. That's my opinion.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll move on to the next match. Robbie Karstendijk versus John Therian. Do you know? No, neither. Okay.
I don't know either one.
Okay. Robbie Karstendijk has pulled at Arm Wars. He's pulled at King of the Table. At Arm Wars, he beat Frode Hogland. Erik, you know Frode?
Yeah.
So
who took him?
Robbie Karstendijk.
Okay.
Beat him 3-0 or 4-0 or something like that in Arm Wars.
Okay.
And
how long ago?
This was in January.
Okay.
So pretty recent. And then in King of the Table, Robbie lost to Coach Ray. I believe it was 5-1. So he did get one round on Coach Ray. When Coach Ray went inside, Robbie was too much. John Therian, he's from Canada. And John Therian, his most recent win was against Artem Taranenko. I want to say that was around February-ish. He beat Artem 4-3, if I remember correctly. It was pretty close. John has a lot more experience. Robbie has only been taking arm wrestling serious the last couple years. But he's looking very powerful. And John Therian is, again, coming off of some big wins. So it should be interesting. That's at 95 kilo right hand. You guys are going to have to get familiar with these guys because you're going to be meeting them and watching their matches. So, it might be worth watching some of these guys' matches because I'm guessing you're not going to know the next ones either. George Whitfield, Eli Sidoff.
Never heard of them.
No. Okay. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of me talking and a lot of you guys looking at me like, okay. But that's okay. Anyways, 85 kilo match, so 187 left-handed. Eli Sidov is ranked number 1 in North America at 80 kilos.
I know who Eli is. Yeah, I know who Eli is. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like from Oregon or Washington. Yeah. Okay. I know exactly who he is. Yeah.
Okay. So you are familiar with him. He's been around a while. We had a 176 round robin and with all the top North Americans plus or minus a couple. And Eli flash pinned everyone. He went through very easily, flash pinned Justin Bishop. But George Whitfield and him faced early on, and George took him about a centimeter from the pin pad twice, unfortunately elbow fouling. So George was the only one to give Eli anything. So we thought that this would be a good match to set up.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to the next match. Erik, you know at least one of these guys.
Yes.
Okay. Vios Antulis, I think that's how you say his name, versus Matt King.
I don't know Matt King, but I know Vios, and I think he's really strong and explosive. He's crazy at the table. So I bet on Vios.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully you would bet on your countrymen.
Yeah.
Have you pulled with Vios much?
Just at the side table, and he's really strong.
Yeah. Does he give you any type of resistance, right or left arm?
Yeah. He does.
Yeah, both arms.
I don't know. We tried left like 1 year ago, and we tried straps, and he's strong.
Yeah. Vios is really powerful. Kody, do you know Vios?
I do not.
Do you know Matt King?
I do not.
Okay. So Vios is Swedish national champion. He won Swedish nationals at 105 kilos this year. In the past, he used to compete at 90 kilos, and this match is at 95. So he's cutting down a little bit, but he's getting back to a class where he would typically be competing at. Vios on the right arm, his biggest win is probably Vlad the Destroyer from Latvia, if you know him.
Yeah.
And Vios on the left arm actually has a win over Prudnik. Yeah. That's
big. That's big.
Yeah, that was at Europeans. He flash pinned Prudnik.
Wow.
Vios is coming in super strong. all of Team Sweden, as it seems. Matt King is from Florida. He's on my team. His most recent win was against Artem Taranenko. He beat him very convincingly at Florida State's. Matt King, in my opinion, has one of, if not the strongest hands at 198 that I have ever felt. So I think his hand is world level elite. Typically, his bicep has been his weak point, but he has been working on that going into the match with Vios. Because as Erik knows, and Kody, if you don't know, even if Vios' wrist is gone, he can pull crazy without his wrist, no problem, and put a lot of pressure down on the bicep. So for me, Vios is maybe one of the most entertaining athletes to watch. He's always so fired up and energetic at the table. If you haven't seen any of his matches, you 100% should. He's great both arms. Left arm is a little bit better, but that match between Matt and Vios is right-handed. Next match, Ahmed, which you guys did not know, against Paul Passmore. Erik, do you know Paul?
No.
No, okay. But Kody, you should.
Yeah, I've arm wrestled Paul. Yeah.
Okay. Have you pulled him both arms or just left?
So we had a super match a few years ago left-handed, and then in that tournament later on, I pulled him right-handed, and he just held and looked at me like I was an idiot. So he is super strong in his power. He's kind of like a raw side pressure type guy, but since he broke his arm, he's been focusing more on pronation and pulling into the fingers and whatnot. So he's getting better as an arm wrestler.
Yeah. And you haven't pulled him after the arm break, have you?
No, I have not.
No, okay. Just before.
Yeah.
Well, this match is right-handed, so it is on that arm that he broke. But as you know, before the arm break, he was very high level. I mean, he had a super match with Corey West and beat Corey West in WAL. He beat you, and you're no slouch. Even on the right hand, you're very good as well. Hey, you have a win on me, so you must be crazy good, right?
Yeah, that was we don't count that one. We know that.
Hey, everything counts if the elbows were down, right? But to me, this match is a lot like Ahmed's left-handed match. It's going to be someone with a lot more power based versus someone a lot more technical based with Ahmed versus Paul. The difference between Paul and Dane is Paul has been in the game a long time. He's been pulling longer than I have, but he's only recently starting to adjust his game, like you said, to arm wrestle a little bit more technical instead of raw side pressure.
Yeah. But he's super strong, dude. I would, just from knowing Paul, it would be hard for me to bet against him just because I know how strong he is. Yeah, absolutely. Before we move to the next match, I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We got Sap the Bee, Dakota Shipton, Jeremy Coleman, Justin Green, Nolan Berger, Scott Evans, EC, Matia Rowengi, Hedda Morris, Buster Diaz, Larray Jenkins, Chris Kyle. We got a bunch of Utah folk in there.
Yeah,
and New Zealand.
Support you.
And New Zealand. Mate's on there from New Zealand. Look at that.
Yeah. So people watching from all over the world. I appreciate everyone being here. I'm going to link, while we're talking about it, I'm going to link the pay-per-view link and the in-person tickets and the merchandise, everything you can get at thechallengerseries.com. Make sure you check it out. $14.99 pay-per-view, $29.99 in-person tickets. I'll tell you guys, we have sold a lot more in-person tickets than I was expecting to. So you guys should have quite a good crowd there in person. I know most of the time with pay-per-view events, most people that watch, it's through the pay-per-view, of course, but it seems like we're going to have quite a bit of people there to cheer you guys on. So hopefully you get some home team cheering.
Well, my daughter's coming, so I'll have at least one person cheering for me.
You have one fan,
so, yeah. Hopefully she might cheer for Erik. I don't know.
Yeah, and Erik, you're going to have quite a few Swedes with you, so at least you'll have some people in your corner.
And I'm bringing my family too. So
your family, okay.
Home field advantage for him.
Yeah, maybe he'll have more people cheering for him than you will, and he's coming from across the world. You got to work on your fan base in Florida, Kody.
Yeah. You need to have me out there more so I can smoosh some people.
Yeah. Well, maybe hopefully we'll see you again in the future, but we'll have to see how this event goes.
How far do you have to Florida?
Oh, it's like a 5-hour, 6-hour flight, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little less than you. Eric, what's your flight? 9 hours? Or do you have a stop?
I have a stop in New York, so it's total like 15 hours.
With the layover?
What's layover?
Like
the
when you
break
stop,
in New York.
the break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 15 hours in the air.
No, it's like 11, 12, something.
Yeah,
11.
that makes sense. I think
Yeah.
if it's direct, it's about 9 hours.
Yeah.
I should know. I guess I've flown there like 8 times now.
Yeah, you're almost Swedish yourself, as much time as you spent there.
Yeah, I spent enough time. I got to meet Erik and all the other Swedish arm wrestlers, really. And maybe that's why I invited so many to the card. Who knows?
but we didn't have the chance to pull. You
No,
were sore. You were sore then. Yeah.
We didn't get to pull because I think it was only like 4 days after I got back from East versus West.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah. After Sandra Settis whooped my butt.
Yeah.
I need a rematch with that guy eventually.
He's good. He's got so many different lanes.
Yeah, he's very good, and he has a ton of lanes. And now I get to face in July. I get to face the guy that beat him 3-0. So we'll see how that goes. Next match is left-handed. Matt Mask versus Wilton Brock. Kody, do you know Wilton?
I do. I've never arm wrestled Wilton. When I came into WAL, Wilton kind of had left. Like I came in the last 2 seasons, and he wasn't in those 2 seasons. But I watched a lot of video of him beating people that is super impressive. So I know he's got a lot of abilities at the table. I have arm wrestled Matt left-handed. This is a left-handed match, right?
Yep, left-handed.
And he's still got a good pronation and top roll, but it's not near what his right arm is.
Yeah.
So I love Matt. He's one of my favorite arm wrestlers to watch. But if Wilton's anything like he was in 2015, I don't think that Matt's going to beat him.
Yeah, that's actually surprising to see or to hear you say, because I feel like if I put up a poll, 90% of people would pick Matt Mask. But I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that no one really knows who Wilton Brock is unless you've been around a long time in the North American scene.
Yeah, he's impressive. He's super strong. And he's more of a catcher, if I remember right. He's not really an explosive guy. That's one advantage that Matt has, is he is explosive. But I just don't think that if Wilton's anything like he was back then, I just think he's got the upper hand.
Yeah. You know, I tend to agree. You know, I might not say Wilton has the upper hand, but I think it's a very, very 50-50 match. It really could go either way. If Wilton is able to stop the match, I think it's his.
For sure.
The only way I see Matt winning is if it's quickly. But who knows? We'll see. Erik, obviously you don't know Wilton Brock, but you do know Matt Mask. What do you think of his style of pulling?
I've seen him a lot. I think we don't pull the same, but we both go pretty much the same direction. And lately, I think he look very strong, but I don't know how strong Wilton Brock is.
Yeah.
So it's hard to predict.
Right. Of course. Well, hopefully it's a great match. It's one of 15, hopefully great matches. Erik, I know you know at least one of these next guys, Patrick Berg versus Hunter Knopfs.
Yes, I do.
Okay. What do you think of that match?
I think same to this one. I don't know who Hunter is, but I know Patrick, and I know he's really strong when he gets to his position, and he's really good to get there. So, yeah, I hope Patrick wins.
Yeah, of course you're rooting for him.
Yeah,
Patrick just won nationals, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he won nationals at 78 kilo, right? And took second place at 86 left.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so. Kody, do you know Hunter or Patrick?
Isn't Hunter the one that won the 154 round robin?
He won the 154 and he won
the 176, right?
Yeah.
And he beat Roman in the 154s, which I didn't think anybody could beat Roman. That guy's impressive.
I agree. I thought Roman was going to go undefeated easily.
So I don't know. What's Patrick? Is that his name? The other guy?
Yep.
I don't know him. I don't know who he is, but Hunter's impressive little kid, that's for sure. He's super strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Hunter has been killing everyone in North America at 154 and even up to 176. He's even competed in some 198 classes and went undefeated. He's super, super impressive, extremely strong, but he's never faced someone an international caliber, so that'll be his first true test. I mean, you could say Roman is international, but he's lived here in the States for quite a while. This will be his first true international test. Patrick is multiple time Swedish national champion. I mean, for many years, he's pulled on arm wars. He's pulled on WAL as well. So I think back his most recent arm wars match, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe was against Coach Ray, where he had battles back and forth, both right and left-handed. So Patrick is at a very high international level, and so it'll be interesting to see if Hunter can live up to his hype here in North America or if he's going to get shut down internationally. So we'll see. Kody, do you know who Robbie Russell is?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. So
yeah,
you know Robbie Russell. Are you familiar with his opponent, Gabriel?
Only from the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
He's always got something to say.
Yeah, he does. He's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
I hope he's just as funny in person and can liven up the press conference a little bit. So this match is 95 kilos.
You want to hear something actually really funny?
Yeah, let's
hear
it.
When I first was looking at it and it was saying Gabriel on there, I was thinking, what the hell is Gabby doing on this chat? I was thinking Gabby from Brazil. For some reason that came to my mind, and then I had to realize what was going on.
That's funny.
The same for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's funny because Robbie keeps calling Gabriel Gabby as well.
Yeah, that's why I thought that.
yeah, that's why. Okay, there you go. So Gabriel is the Italian national champion. He competes at WAF at 90 kilos. He's always placing very, very high. He has some great wins. He's very consistent. He's a top roller just like every single other person in Italy, like Frank and Hermes and whoever else. He's very, very proficient in it as well. Super strong kid as well. Robbie Russell has been doing amazing here in North America. Kody, I'm sure you've seen it. In the 198 round robin, he took second only to Craig Touye, but he beat Adam Warzinski and Artem and Jason Merlot and Bob Brown and everyone else that was there. He did amazing. So it's about time in North America that we get to, again, test our guys against some international talent. And Gabriel has been asking for a shot on a big stage. So for both of them, it's their time to prove themselves in a super match format. It should be quite interesting, I think. Yeah.
Go USA.
Yeah. We should be rooting for North Americans, and the Europeans should form a little bond where they're all rooting for each other. We'll see. Next match we have is Andrei Sharkovich versus Emil Ekstrom. This is 105 kilo left hand. Erik, do you know? Obviously, you know Emil. Do you know Andrei?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Where is he from?
Andrei is originally from, I believe. I don't want to misspeak. I believe he's from Russia, but he could be from Ukraine. I'm not totally sure, and I hate to mix them up. But he's been living in Florida for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, Andrei is the #1 ranked guy at 100 kilo left-handed in North America.
What do you think about the match? I bet you've felt them both, right?
Yeah, I have. And for me, it's really close. I think the edge goes to Andrei, actually, even though, Emil is one of my best friends, and he was the best man in my wedding, so I should be biased, but I try to take all that out when I talk about it. I give Andrei the slight edge in this match, but it could go either way for me.
Why?
Is Emil the one that came to Turkey with you?
Yeah, Emil was in Turkey with me.
The blonde guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Like every other Swedish guy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I know who he is then. Yeah. I didn't realize he was that good of an arm wrestler, though.
Yeah, he's very good. One of the top guys in Sweden, left-handed especially. His biggest super match win, I guess, would be Brandon Elsesser. He beat him 3-0 very easily.
Wow.
That was a year and a half ago. it looked like total domination. Then he entered the tournament after. He won his class and then won overalls over Chris Chandler and Artem and I mean everyone. So
wow,
yeah,
that is impressive.
Yeah, I'll tell you when not that I'm a great left-handed arm wrestler, but when Emil is in shape, I can't move him at all left-handed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me worry a little bit about Andre's good. Like he's really good. But I don't know that he could beat Brandon 3-0.
Yeah, I don't know. They pulled before, but Andre said it was right-handed, so I don't know.
It was at Washington State like 3 years ago. I watched it.
That was right-handed?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, and I know that was very close at that point.
It was. I think it was 3-2. I don't know. Did Brandon win that? I can't remember. I know it was 3-2.
I think Andre won.
Okay, yeah.
But it was the other arm, and it was 3 years ago, so it's really hard to draw many connections there.
Yeah.
And besides that, Andre and Emil actually have pulled in the past, but it was like 6 or 7 years ago. So again, that you can't really take anything from that. I think Emil beat him one arm, Andre beat him the other arm, and it was just in a tournament. But
what's Andre's style? How does he pull?
So Andre, left hand, he's like back pressure and side pressure, kind of just like this. But a lot of times his wrist, he loses it and he sets a wedge and kind of tries to jam this way. So in my opinion, Emil is almost certainly going to take Andre's hand. It's just about, does Emil have enough side pressure to take Andre out of his wedge? That's how I see the match going. And again, I think Andre's slight favorite, maybe 55-45. But really, for me, this match could go 3-0, 3-1, 3-2 in either direction. I have no clue. But obviously, I'm looking forward to that match a lot.
Yeah.
Next match we'll go to is Brent Rakers versus Vios left-handed. So, Kody, you know Brent, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What do you think of Brent?
And I think he'd get mad at you. He actually goes by Rockers.
Rockers, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brent Rockers. My mistake. But I think just like a week ago, he called me Chase. So it's okay if I mispronounce.
There you go. So I've pulled Brent right and left-handed multiple times, and his left arm's no slouch. He's pretty good. I don't know Bios how his arm. I don't know how his left is, but Brent's is really, really good.
Is Brent able to give you any resistance at all?
So the last time we pulled was last year in the qualifier to go to the World Series of Arm Wrestling, the qualifier here in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
And we pulled in the overall, and it was a little best of 3 match. And I messed around with him and didn't hit. And he pulled back, and my wrist kind of wobbled a little bit.
Okay.
But when I attack, he goes away. So his hand is pretty strong.
Yeah, his hand is definitely super strong. And for that, 90, 95 kilo class, his hand is quite big as well.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's a big hand.
Yeah, that being said, Vios has dealt with a ton of strong hands. So, like I said, he's beaten Prudnik. He's beaten Vlad the Destroyer. He has a lot of very big international wins. Brent Rockers is probably the strongest guy at that 209/95 kilo class in North America left-handed. He is the cream of the crop as far as North America is concerned. I haven't really seen Brent take on any international opponents, even though he's been pulling for 30 years.
Yeah, it surprises me he doesn't travel more because he could afford it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I would have loved to see him compete at WAF or something like that where we could have seen his level. But it should be interesting. I think, in my opinion, Vios is a pretty significant favorite. I'd say 60-40 at least going into this. But I won't be surprised if Brent is able to pull anything out.
Yeah, he's good. If anybody could, he can do it.
Now, Erik, you said you got to pull a bit lefty with Vios. How did that go?
Yeah. When I'm not tired, I think I can hold him like in the middle of the table, but I think he got better endurance than me. Then it goes to his side a bit if he attacks. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe in a tournament setting, something like that, he might be able to give you a good match.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to
say. Because side table, we start different with the wrist. Maybe he get more what do you say? Like
The start.
yeah, he
Like a
starts a
better
bit.
purchase on your hand.
Yeah, and at the table when the referee sets you up, it's so much different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I,
it wouldn't.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
good. I'm not good at the side table.
Yeah, you need everything to be strict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's fair. And also, to be fair, it wouldn't be very Swedish of you to say, "Oh, I kill Vios." You know,
yeah. I
everyone in
know.
Sweden
Yeah,
is so humble. So
yeah.
yeah, I understand. Next match: James English, Auden Larrett. Kody, do you know Auden? Obviously, do you know James at all?
I mean, I watched the podcast earlier, and that's really the first I got to know him.
Okay.
But I have to admit that Auden was pretty nice when he was talking about me. So I got to go with Auden just for that.
Okay, fair enough. Erik, I assume you know Auden, but do you know James at
Yeah.
all?
I don't like neither of them because they don't bet on me. They both said Kody win, so I have nothing to say.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair. Hey, maybe side table you can just pin them both.
Yeah,
Show them who's boss.
for sure.
Yeah, but so for everyone, I'm sure most people know by now, but James is coming from powerlifting and bodybuilding. He's transitioned into arm wrestling over the last couple of years. He's dabbled with it and he's taken it very serious the past few months leading into this match. He hired Lachlan as his coach. His training is on point. Auden, obviously, as soon as he could walk, he was arm wrestling. So it's been part of his life for a long time. Auden has a lot more longevity, but James has a lot more power. So it'll be interesting to see if James got strong enough where the technical gap won't matter as much. Because I don't expect James to learn everything about arm wrestling in 6 months, where, again, Auden has been arm wrestling his entire life.
Yeah, and Auden is very comfortable in about any position.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't worry. And the kid's put on some size. Like he kind of beefed up a little bit in the last 6 months or so.
Yeah. I won't. He told me his weight, but he said not to say it, so I won't. But I'll tell you, he has put on quite a bit of weight since I saw him in January.
Well, you can see it in his face. Like he's bigger. Like he's a big kid.
Yeah.
How tall is he?
What he's probably like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, I would think he's close to there.
Yeah, so I don't know in meters what that is. Maybe like 190 or something, 192, if I'm guessing.
Okay.
I don't know if you're looking up the conversion there, Erik.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's taller. He's still young. I think he's 19 years old. James isn't too much older. I think he's 23. So both young guys, and I hope win or lose. Obviously, Auden is going to stay in the sport. We don't have to worry about that, but I really hope that James continues with arm wrestling. He has quite a big following. I mean, hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube and on Instagram. So anytime we have guys like that step into our sport, it's only a good thing. We get more eyes on it, which I think is better for the community as a whole.
I think Auden's probably going to win just from experience alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so comfortable in so many different positions.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Auden has to be the favorite, but I don't think it's going to be an easy match. It'll definitely be much harder than the Whisperer was for Auden.
Oh yeah, that was kind of a joke actually. And I like the Whisperer, but that match shouldn't have happened personally.
No, I mean, first of all, Auden is much bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why it happened because they both have a lot of social media presence.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, they should have given them both different matches, in my opinion. They should have given both of them, but just with different people. Next up, we have Derek Smith versus Travis Bajan. I hope you both know both of it. Yeah. Who? Erik, I'll start with you. What do you think of that match?
I've just seen videos of Travis, like many videos, and he's crazy strong. And Derek Smith, he's huge, but I don't think he got the connection with the muscles, or what do you say, like at the table. He looks so massive and strong, but the match versus Matt Mask, like just no connection with the muscles.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my opinion. So I think Travis just push through.
It is a left-handed match, right?
Yeah, left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Kody?
So I've actually pulled both of them left-handed. Obviously, I pulled Travis the last time was in the WL days, and he handled me pretty good. And then I pulled Derek a year or two ago in Nevada. He's super strong, but I was able to beat him that day. If Travis, and I hope Travis is taking stuff serious because he and I have a match in July.
Okay.
So I really want to make sure he's being serious. And if he is, I love Derek. I just don't know that he can hang on to Travis's left hand. As a matter of fact, I consider Travis to be the GOAT of the left hand personally. Other people say Dennis, but in my opinion, I think Travis is the man left-handed. And if he's serious, that's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. I think like most people would think it's going to come down to how serious Travis has been taking it, how much he's training. If Travis is anywhere close to 2015, 2016, 2017, back in that day, in my opinion, that's the best he's been when he's mowing over like Dave Chafee. And I mean, just going through everyone. He was incredible.
Right and left-handed.
Yeah, right and left. If he's at that point, I kind of agree. I don't think Derek has a chance, but the last super match we saw him have was against Brandon Elsesser, and Brandon beat him 3-1 or 3-2. Yeah. So if that version of him shows up, I think Derek murders him.
I agree.
And if it's somewhere in between, I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
I
really hope Travis, I hope the beast shows up. I really do, because that's the guy I want to face in July.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's pulling Derek, and then he's pulling Sergey on the right hand, and then he's pulling you on the left hand, and then I think he's supposed to even be pulling in August, maybe. I could be wrong, but I think I saw something on a flyer. But anyways, he's booking all these matches, so I'm really hoping it's not just to make a couple bucks and he's taking it serious. But we'll never know. Eric, to answer your question, in a tournament, I have never pulled Derek left or right. Only in practice a little bit, like
Eric, you want to know the real reason? Because these guys are good friends and they've been avoiding each other, so they don't have to like spoil their rankings in the United States. They won't arm wrestle each other for that reason. It's stupid.
Hold on. I don't like arm wrestling against my friends. How am I going to get fired up?
But people want to see it.
But there's like 1,000 different elite arm wrestlers I could have a match with. Can I pick someone else? Derek and I will cross paths at some point in time.
It's eventually going to happen. It's not, you can't get away from it.
Yeah. I wanted originally to set Erik and Derek up, but unfortunately I couldn't set that up on the right hand. I was going to double book Erik right and left, but unfortunately
I wanted that much.
Yeah, so if Erik wanted it and I wanted it, I wonder why it didn't get set up.
Does Derek not feeling good right-handed or something?
I don't know. Originally, Derek was supposed to pull brain fart here. The Kyle Hutchinson from Ireland.
Okay, I know Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was originally supposed to pull Kyle. Kyle got a really bad injury on his left. He can't even lift his left arm for a couple weeks. So he had to pull out of the match, unfortunately. So when we were looking over replacements, I gave Derek a few options, and he ended up choosing Travis left.
So, but Derek didn't want to double book his right hand or his both arms?
No, and honestly, we only had room for one match.
Oh, gotcha.
We already have 15 matches. I wanted to keep it closer to 10, but I put the limit of 15 because that's what East versus West does. Yeah, but 15, that's a lot of matches. It's going to be a long day of arm wrestling, but a lot of amazing matches as well. The final match is Matt Mask versus Brad Grundy. Kody, I know you know both of them.
I do.
Erik, do you happen to know Brad Grundy?
Yes, from videos. I saw them pull each other on
the left.
Yeah. What tournament was that?
That was Arm Wars.
Yeah, Arm Wars, yeah. And I think Matt Mask will win easy.
Okay. I will tell you, both Matt and Brad, they're much better right-handed, and their styles are different left and right. So it's hard to read into it. But when someone is way better than his opponent on the left, it can sometimes transfer to the right. So that is good.
Did they pull left at Arm Wars?
Yeah, they only pulled left at Arm Wars.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
Yeah. Brad is just coming off of a couple different wins. First, at East versus West, he beat Kyle Hutchinson from Ireland. Then he went up to Canada. He beat Rick Heidebreck. Both of those were 3-0. Then he pulled Pavlo Durbanyev, and he beat Pavlo 3-0 as well. So Brad is on quite the hot streak, and each time he's bringing a higher and higher level opponent in to face him. Kody, what do you think?
I think that Pablo win is super impressive. Like I've known Brad we've never arm wrestled, but I've known him for some time. And at one point I kind of thought that he and I might be close to the same level right-handed. I no longer believe that at all. He has really made some gains with his right arm. And but I mean, Matt is a legend. He knows how to arm wrestle. He's really good at what he does. He's got to be the favorite, and if Brad can get that win, that's just another big notch on his belt for sure. But yeah. I think I'm gonna lean towards Matt on that match just because of who he is.
Yeah. I mean, even though Brad is amazing, he's a Florida guy. He's a good friend of mine, and he is on a win streak. Even I have to say, Matt Mask has to be the favorite. He has a lot more wins under his belt. He's been competing at the highest level for over a decade now. First UAL, then WAL, and now East versus West. I mean, he's no stranger to this scene.
He did go through a low the last couple of years, had some struggles, but it seems like he's back on a good path now and doing well.
Yeah, and we're getting to see him compete in a class where he's more comfortable at. This is at 231, 105 kilo. So typically they've been putting him in super heavies where he doesn't really belong. He has to force feed to try to gain weight.
Yeah.
Where he's walking around at 230. So for him, 231 is very easy. He's going to walk into it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I got a super chat from AW Derek. Derek Smith is in on the YouTube.
Oh, great. He listened to me say that he was going to lose, didn't he?
He says, much respect for these guys. Awesome arm wrestlers. And Chance is cool too, I guess. So, yeah. He also earlier he said Erik is too scary, and then he said I'm not strong like Kody. So yeah.
Have you pulled Erik, Kody?
Yes, I have. I pulled him right and left-handed. Right-handed, it was years and years ago in a WAL tournament in California. I got the win there, but it wasn't easy. But I don't think I could even touch him right-handed nowadays. Like, he's much better than I am right-handed. Left-handed, like I said, we pulled, I think it was 2 years ago in Nevada. And yeah, he's super strong and intimidating because he's so big.
Yeah, he's very big.
Yeah.
He's a giant. Real quick, I'm gonna post the link in the chats. I want everyone to know, if you are coming to the event, we have a great discount on the hotel. It's like $30, $40, $50 off, something like that. So make sure you use this link that I'm posting, because there's no reason to spend extra money. The host hotel, it's the same hotel that the athletes are going to be at. So you might be walking around in the lobby and get to walk up to Erik and Kody and bother them. And if you want one of them to lose, maybe you can punch them in the arm or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're North American and you punch me, we're going to have issues.
All the Swedes are going to jump you in the lobby, Kody.
Hey, would you send me that text me that same link so I can send it to my sister? She's probably going to come and watch. She lives in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send that to you now. But yeah, the only match we didn't really talk about, we did touch on in the beginning, is U2's match. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on in that match?
I got money on Erik.
You got money on Erik. Erik, do you have money on Kody, or are you taking yourself in this one?
No, I'm taking myself.
Okay.
I hope I win. I don't know how strong he is. The hand and wrist look very strong, so it will be a tough match.
Yeah, I'm just a really fat old guy. I turned 50 this year, Erik. You don't have anything to worry about.
And I'm fat and young. I don't know if that better.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So, Kody, obviously, you already mentioned that after this match, win or lose, you're facing Travis Page in July. Erik, do you have anything coming up after this?
No.
So, if you were able to pull out the victory on Kody, is there someone or something that you're trying to look forward to after that?
Anyone left hand.
Anyone left hand?
Yeah.
What about right hand?
Yeah, right hand is also strong, but I feel more confident in left.
Okay.
But I think in right hand I have more options like press, hook, or top row. Left hand, my wrist and fingers are my strong points.
Gotcha. Which, in my opinion, Kody's strength is also in his hand and
Yeah,
wrist. So,
that's interesting.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see who can go where.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of if I can control his height. That's my fear. If he can get really high on my hand, then it's going to be a tough day for me.
Yeah. Kody, did you see Erik's match with Levon a few years ago?
No, I did not.
No? Erik, you should send Kody over that video so he can watch.
Yeah.
Erik was able to give Levon some good work outside of the straps a couple times, and there was some fouls, and then Levon hit the go and pinned Erik. But
in straps, no chance.
yeah.
Same to what's his name? The Russian. He's big.
Vitaly?
No. Yeah, Selayev.
Yeah.
Same there. Strong. He said to me, very strong wrist, and then in straps, just.
Well, there you go, Kody. It seems like Erik's giving you a game plan. Take him to the straps.
Yeah.
Well,
now I'm much stronger in straps right now. I've trained a lot straps because that's my weak point.
I like the strap myself personally.
Yeah, it should be amazing. I mean, you guys both have massive wins under your belt. You're both giant humans with a ton of power, and I'm really interested to see it. Kody, obviously, you're our number one North American, so being able to take on the number ones from other countries is pretty cool to see, especially when you haven't faced them before.
Yeah, it's that those are the ones that get you. Like I was at physical therapy today, and my physical therapist said, "You probably don't even get nervous anymore." I'm like, I get nervous every time, especially when you're pulling someone you've never ever touched hands with, because you just don't know until you get there.
Yeah. That's what makes matches interesting, because it's always a huge question mark.
Yeah.
Do you feel fast when you take a grip? How the match will go?
Do I feel what?
If you have a good chance, or do you feel like it's over? Or
when I grip up, see, sometimes when I grip up someone's hand, like they have a strong hand, and I get, oh crap, that's kind of intimidating. But then on the ready go, like their hand kind of crumbles a little bit.
Yeah.
When the first ready go, that's when I kind of feel what's going on. But when someone has a strong hand and strong fingers, it is a little intimidating at first.
You get scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna plug a couple things once more. There are still a few VIP spots and general admission plus spots. VIP, you get athlete meet and greet, you get special seating, you get special treatment, you get access to a lot of different things. All the details are on the website for that. You can after pull with these two handsome gentlemen and get to ask them questions and bother them as well as everyone else. Also, tomorrow I'm going to be live again. Every night I'm going to be live. Look for me between 8 and 9. I'm going live with Derek Smith and Travis Bajan, as well as Dylan Williamson. So that should be a fun one.
Okay.
But awesome. If you guys have anything else that you want to mention or talk about, now's the time. If not, we'll wrap it up.
I'm good. I thank you for having me on. It's nice to meet you, Erik. I'm excited to meet you in person, and hopefully we have a good match.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching it. And I'll see you all.